playing a song or learning a song, there's two main things that are important. Not just learning the notes, right? Learning the notes, obviously key, right? But the second most important thing, or maybe even the most important thing, is the strumming pattern, the rhythm. If you take any example, say you take this song, and you don't put the strumming pattern, you have absolutely no idea what song it is, right? But then you add the strumming pattern, and you gotta let it be. Alright, so, strumming patterns. Let's start really basic. Now, generally speaking, there's 4 beats per bar. Sometimes 3, sometimes 7, 6. There's a lot of variations on it, but let's just deal with 4 for now. Now, always on the beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, you want to strum down. So let's first just try that. Let's just pick any of the chords. If you've learned any of the chords, let's try E minor. And if you haven't, you know what, just take the open strings and just strum away. So, again, strumming on the beat would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you see, do you notice how when I'm strumming down, I still have to strum up to get back to 2, right? So essentially the idea is that if we split up a beat in 2, what we'd have is, again, 2 beats per bar, 2 beats per beat, and that's going to give us 8 in the bar, right? So let's try to split it up. Let's call it 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So the idea is always still on 1, and the beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, you want to be strumming down. Whereas going up is going to be on the and. So you see, if I strum on every single beat, counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, what I'm going to get is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You notice how my arm never stops, right? Now let's try a different one. Let's say 1, we're going to skip and we're going to strum 2 and, strum 3, skip and do 4 and. So again, we're skipping two strums, but we're still going to be moving, right, with our right hand. So again, if we try that one, if you can see it there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's try that again. What I'm going to do is just count in 4 beats, and then we're going to try it out together. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Always practice looping it as well, right? Because you're going to have to go from and to 4 back to 1. So let's try another one. Let's try this. This one's a really basic one that is in quite a few songs. We're going to strum 1, 2 and then skip 3, and of 3, 4 and. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So again, if you're watching my right hand, it's moving like a pendulum. It never stops, right? So let's try that out together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so there's another pattern. Now let's just try one. Let's try another one. We're going to try strumming on 1, skipping and 2 and, strum on 3 and 4 and. Okay, so again on 1, 3 and 4 and. And again, I sound like a broken record, but watch that right hand. It just keeps moving, right? Let's pick a different chord too. Let's try the G major. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And of course, with all these strumming patterns, right? Just start it off slow like we're doing it, and even go slower if you need to. Just keep the beats even, and then gradually speed it up. So let's say we tried another one that isn't going to sound great, but it's going to be difficult, right? We're going to skip beat 1, and we're going to strum and of 1, and then we'll skip all the way to and of 3, and then and of 4. So we're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you guessed it, all of them are actually going to be strumming up, because remember, they're all on the and. So we're always strumming up on the and. So let's try that on a different chord. Let's try maybe C major. Okay, I'll count it in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so, and the one thing I don't know if you noticed, but even when I'm counting in, what I'm doing with my right hand is I'm already moving it so I get the rhythm, so I get the motion, right? So I'm counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm just moving my arm with it. Alright, and if you're looking for a project that you can try to incorporate some of this stuff, Let It Be is a great one. Rockstar is a really good one. It's got a pretty complex rhythm pattern, so check some of those songs out, and yeah, you can get your practice with that too. Alright, good luck.